Welcome to the Canton and Distrito de Palmares, and this is just the bus terminal where I get off, but I didn't come here to see the bus terminal, so let's see what else is here. Well, I'm trying to find the church in the town square, and I passed it coming in. Now I'm kind of disoriented, but that's why I go new places, so I can actually get lost. So I found the city square, and if you want to, you can start the introduction from here. Welcome to the district and canton of Palmares in Alajuela province. Looks like we have more space here, and I always appreciate that. Palmares is in Alajuela province, so we're pretty close to places like Granja and Atenas, and very close to San Ramon. I could actually walk to San Ramon if I wanted to, and if I didn't mind being hot and miserable. And here ahead is the cantonal church. And I've probably mentioned every church here has a separate architectural style. So compare this big, lofty, like medieval looking church with like the style of Granja. So it's always interesting to go new places and see these different architectural styles. And then compare that to somewhere like Liberia where you have like a 1970s style church. I'll just take that all in. You get a picture of this. There you've got the city hall, and just like every church is in a different architectural style, so is every city hall, and they don't always match. So that looks like 1970s brutalism, and then of course the church, which is occluded right now, is basically looks like Gothic in a way, but like not Baroque Gothic, just like there's a lot of bricks in that church. There's a lot of bricks in that church. Portadores de la Esperanza y yo soy el portador de oscuridad. They will, of course, be returning there shortly. So otherwise, the street scene, I said this is close to Granja and San Ramon and Atenas and one more. Because I'm tired, or maybe that's all of them. And it actually looks and feels a lot like those places as just far as the layout, the vibe, intangibles. One thing is it is a little bit warmer and but not actually too hot, so I'm enjoying that. And the street scenes are basically just the street scenes that I'm used to. In the plaza I did notice more interaction, I think because it's a smaller town. But, it's a lot like other places I've been to, including you have like a lot of the same chains, like Monhe hardware chain. I'm going to do one more walk around here. I'm going to get a milkshake, and then I'm going to go outside, maybe to those hills. Guess we'll find out. I did also walk through the municipal market, but I don't feel comfortable, filming in there, so I'm just filming outside. And I can see it's bustling, but it's not like super hype. It's typical mid-sized town in Alajuela province, which actually in my videos, these like towns like Granja, Atenas, San Ramon, they're some of my more popular places I've gone, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go here today. And now it's milkshake time, because it is hot out and I need to get something, but I don't want to eat any real food. It's not terribly hot, but too hot for that. This is different. At first I thought it was an iguana, then I thought it was a tree stump, but that is an iguana. And that is actually quite a big iguana. That is larger than a cat. That's the size of a dog. And I think that is an iguana. And the way it's walking around and where it is, that might actually be like almost like a pet or a semi-tame animal that's kept here, because I haven't seen lizards of that size anywhere else. And I did see two of them over here. There's another one. That's not a lizard though, that's just a squirrel. There's another one right there. That's like more like the normal size I would think an iguana would be. That is one big lizard. That's a big lizard in my backyard. Can't afford to feed it anymore. Okay, this is unusual because on my first path through the park, I didn't notice them, and this is now the fourth one I've seen. Two normal size, then two very large lizards. And the people here might think I'm crazy, but for me, of course, lizards are an interesting, unusual thing. I have just been enchanted watching the iguanas. They've been walking around, having fun. You can see he actually has a little bit of greens in his teeth. But I actually am leaving the park now, and I have a reason for that, which is now I want to see if there's actually more lizards like just in the farm country around here. So I'm walking this way, and I still have quite a few hours, so I might as well go for a walk, and it's not that hot. So let's continue and see what we find. Well, there's a reminder. So if you're watching this, remember, this is not real. This is real for me, but it's not real for you. So where's the ontological priority there? And then the other thing is, whenever I think about things like this, I stop and think for a minute. Somebody not only just wrote that, but they wrote that in English. And even though English is common in Costa Rica, they specifically wrote in English. Then the other thing, right there, we have an IB school. So a lot of these little towns are retirement towns or tourist towns. And so you do these things like, yeah, they have an IB school in a relatively small town. And that's not exclusive to this part of Alajuela, but it does seem to be more common here. Well, we're in Liverpool, apparently. I'm on my way out of town. So far, it's a nice walk, and even at this sidewalk or bike path here. And like a lot of those walks, this might disappear, and where I'm trying to go to might not exist. But so far, nice little walk, sunny day, not too hot. So yeah, this sidewalk and this bike path that's like neat and has this green marking set off from the road, that's continued. And I don't know how long that continues, but that looks like an amenity. Then over on this side, we have a coffee plantation. So we've just left town. In fact, we're still in a, one of the suburbs with houses, but of course, coffee just about anywhere you go in Costa Rica. We have a church there. We have kind of it looks like it has a soda or a sports bar. We have some buildings. Apparently this is La Granja, which is one of the districts of Palmares. And I actually looked at that before I came here. It's interesting because some of the cantones in this area, like San Ramon and Granja, include the district, the central district, and then they go on like almost to the Nicaraguan border or all the way there in some cases, including lots of rural and wild areas. Palmares is pretty much the central district where we started, and then a couple of surrounding places, but it's pretty compact, and it's the borders of the canton actually seem to be the border of the community, which isn't common in Costa Rica or in the United States for that matter. Anyway, I'm continuing to walk up this way. There's some of that rural area I told you about, and there should be something up this way, and we'll find out. I actually haven't seen any buses going by, but there is a bus stop, and I will keep that information in my plans. Over there, you can see some mountains. We're starting to get some good views. And actually, I think I'm going to stop here and look at my map. It's just a half mile further this way, at least until I find one place I'm looking for, then a little bit past there. Not too far, but I am getting some altitude here. I looked at my map before I came, and there's 200 meters or 600 feet of altitude gain, which is not terrible, but on a hot day, it can be pretty draining. And there isn't too much shade, but there is a light breeze, which is helpful. And also I can see, well, that's kind of the direction I'm going. It doesn't look too far away or too high. Also, this answers one of my questions from earlier about whether those lizards were tame or semi-tame. And I think they are, because I've gone all this way and I haven't seen as much as a gecko. So I don't know if they're actually tame, but I think they're kind of maybe tame in the way that squirrels in a park are tame. That would make the most sense, because otherwise, if lizards were common here, I would see at least a gecko on the wall, and I haven't seen that yet. This road right here is what I technically refer to as fuck you steep. Excuse my language, but here it fits. But I think this will be the last part I have to walk up, then I'll be where I'm going, is the theory. And far overhead I can hear an airplane. We're not that far in linear miles from Alajuela and the airport. Oh, something actually existed, and existed where it said it was. Notice it says foundation. So I don't know if this is a park or what, but it is a green area. There seems to be some trails. Just tells us to do obvious things. Not going to inject anything or set anything on fire. I'll have to survive with those stipulations. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit down for a minute. It was a steep walk up here, and it might be a steep walk from here, but I'll be in a beautiful natural area with shade. Aha, so there's some benches. There's some more benches. I actually did give a donation of 1,000 colones, which is quite reasonable. And it does close at 4 p.m., which is just fine for me. That means I'll probably walk up that about 30 minutes, then I'll return, and then walk back down to Palmares. But for now, I'm going to sit down. Let me actually turn around, actually show my face for once. And the reason I'm doing that is I do like to show what a hike like this can do. And as you can see, I'm pretty sweaty and flushed. I am at Nature Reserve Madre Verde near Palmares, Costa Rica. Which hopefully it seems strange that I'm saying that. I was just looking at my video camera and it was giving me an error. Specifically, like, well, first it wouldn't stop recording. Then when I started to restart it, it said something about the memory card is locked. I need to check the tab. Micro SD card, so there is no tab. So hopefully all the data I took today wasn't erased. But if it was, you just entered this video in the middle of a walk up a hill, maybe that's better. A little side path off the road. We have the Garden of Pollinators, and I don't know if it shows up as easily on the video, on the recording, but literally buzzing. I think that's buzzing from insects. I can't tell though. I don't actually see anything right now, but it is a nice little garden to walk around. Of course, I have a lot of things to see today, or I want to walk a little bit further up the trail. I've only been walking for about 5 minutes. That's enough to get me pretty tired, although thankfully now I have some shade and some breeze, and there seems to be some type of little activity area here. Probably come here and walk around for a minute or two. So out there we have the facilities. Right here we have a sink. I actually took off my shirt and washed off because I was getting hot and sweaty, and now there's a nice cool breeze. So I'm going to spend a couple minutes here, then I'm going to turn around because it does close at 4. I don't want to overstay my welcome, but I do need a minute to rest. According to this sign, the center of information in the old dairy is that way. I think that's it. And then there are senderos. And so this park, I looked on the map, I think it's like 1 kilometer or 2 by kilometer, like kind of diamond shaped. And obviously if you came to Costa Rica specifically to come to Costa Rica, this might be a little bit underwhelming. But say you came to Costa Rica and you're staying in Palmares and you want to take a day trip when you're tired, and if you come from a lot of places in the world, getting to see a rainforest, even a little section of one, is going to be fascinating. And I wish I could spend more time here. Just getting here took a lot out of me. Looks like this Verde Madre Nature Reserve. Beautiful place, some nice features, well-maintained. Just the natural part of it I did see so far looks pretty nice. I just didn't have time to really explore it. But I would recommend it as a place to think about if you're in the Palmares area. On the way down, like a lot of walks, it took a lot less time to come down to where I can see the entrance I came in. That's because coming down, I'm not exhausted from walking up here already and then walking up more. So I really only got to sample a little bit of this fine facility, unfortunately. So you can see down in that direction, there's Palmares Central. I'm walking down this road. Easier on my lungs, harder on my knees than coming up. Some good news I discovered is I looked at my Sony and my data is still there. I played the video. So all of the videos I captured coming up are there. I just might not be able to use that memory card anymore because it says it's locked. None of really is, which is of interest probably to whoever's watching this, but that is why the sudden shift in camera tone and the like. Right now it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The downward slope has become more mild, so my knees aren't hurting. And I'm just kind of having a nice chill walk down the hill as the afternoon gets late. And I have some time, get back to Palmares, and it's only like an hour back to San Jose, so it won't be too dark when I get back, if dark at all. This continues to just be a real relaxing late afternoon walk. As you can see, I've returned to the part where I have the green bike path, the coffee field on my right, and you can see those shadows getting longer as the afternoon winds down. Oh, I'm back in the central square of Palmares, and just have a really chill vibe here, and it's really active, and I kind of feeling I wish I could be part of their world, because there's a lot of interaction here, but I think that's because these people all know each other. You see a lot of kids that look like they go to school together, or couples and stuff like that. I haven't seen the iguanas again. I actually came back because I wanted to make another little video of the iguanas, but I haven't seen them. Maybe they go up into the trees. I don't know. And I would like to spend more time here. It's a little bit before 5 o'clock, so I should get back to the station, but I just wanted to take one more view of the city square, just because it's such a cool, chill place. So, executive summary, and I'm not showing it at its best right now. I like Palmares, just like I liked Atenas and Granja and San Ramon. And like a lot of those places, nice enough place to visit, but obviously an international tourist is not going to come all the way here to see this. But if you're staying in an Airbnb near here, it's probably cheaper, and then you get like a pleasant, like day trip place. You can go to the park, the natural reserve, and so I would recommend it. And also, I just like these places because they have a pretty chill vibe, and it's a little bit different than Cartago. Whoa, I'm dumb. It's a little bit different than Cartago. It's also hotter than Cartago, but I still think it's like a good place to visit. But now you can make your own judgment about that. And there's one more town I've been to, one more canton I've been to. I've been to most of them, and this one more.